Mr. Satnam Singh Sandhu. He is an educationist, founder of Chandigarh Group of Colleges, Chancellor of Chandigarh University, and Member of Parliament, India. I request him to kindly speak on Buddha's philosophy, guiding India's global diplomacy and national unity.
Good morning, Namaskar. Honorable Governor of Bihar, Janab Arif Mohammad Khan ji, Honorable Governor of Karabi, Honorable Sri Guru Murthy ji, Pujya Swami ji, Honorable Secretary General IBC Sri Yangchup ji, Dr. Supachai ji, and distinguished guests, dignitaries, esteemed scholars, and respected guests. It's an honor to stand before you today at Samvad, a platform dedicated to spreading the message of Buddha and strengthening Buddhist diplomacy in nation graced by Lord Buddha himself, as well as his teachings. Friends, today I wish to highlight how Buddha's philosophy has not only shaped India's historical ethos, but also continues to guide our policy making, diplomacy, and national security in 21st century. Under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, India has taken unprecedented steps to reclaim its rightful place as the global epicenter of Buddhism. His deep commitment to integrating Buddha's principles into India's foreign policy and governance has strengthened India's cultural influence, deepened international partnerships, and reinforced our nation's soft power. Buddha's teachings are deeply embedded in India's governance model, influencing policy making across various domains. India's welfare-driven governance, be it poverty alleviation, healthcare, or education, echoes Buddha's emphasis on service to humanity. The principle of Karuna, Dan, resonate in flagship programs like Ayushman Bharat with 36 crore beneficiaries, PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana with 82 crore beneficiaries, and Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao with several crores of women beneficiaries. Moreover, Buddha's teachings of symbiotic living with nature aligns with India's leadership in climate action, including the International Solar Alliance and the Life Movement. Friends, even India's democratic and inclusive governance draws inspiration from Buddha's Sangha model, where decision-making was consultative, decentralized, and consensus-driven. The India Parliament, with its diverse representation, echoes this ancient republican tradition. India does not just honor Buddha in spirit, it actively integrates his teachings into governance. Friends, PM Modi's leadership has been instrumental in placing Buddha's teachings at the heart of India's foreign policy. His complement is reflected in several key initiatives, such as the revival of Nalanda University, recognizing it as a symbol of India's intellectual and Buddhist heritage. This revival has transformed Nalanda into an international center for learning, making it a beacon of Buddhist studies and diplomacy once again. Under his leadership, the International Buddhist Confederation was established as the largest Buddhist organization in the world, uniting Buddhist communities across Asia and strengthening India's role as the natural leader of the Buddhist world. In 2023, India successfully hosted the Global Buddhist Summit, bringing together scholars, monks, and world leaders to discuss Buddha's teachings in the context of global peace, sustainability, and governance. Furthermore, PM Modi has personally overseen the development of the Buddhist circuit, ensuring better connectivity infrastructure and international collaboration to strengthen India's spiritual tourism sector. Through these initiatives, he has elevated India's Buddhist diplomacy not just as cultural outreach but as a strategic pillar of India's foreign policy. Friends, Buddha's philosophy of ahimsa, non-violence, dharma, and karuna has always shaped India's foreign policy, but PM Modi has made Buddhist values an active diplomatic tool. He has consistently advocated dialogue over aggression, upholding Buddha's middle path in geopolitics. India's balanced position in the Russia-Ukraine crisis, its peace-building role in the Israel-Palestine conflict, and its engagement with ASEAN for regional stability reflect Buddha's principle of conflict resolution through dialogue. Friends, while China attempts to control Buddhist narratives, PM Modi has positioned India as the true custodian of Buddhism, hosting global Buddhist summits, strengthening India-Tibet cultural ties, and reinforcing India's leadership in Buddhist affairs. Under his leadership, India continues to support Tibetan Buddhist heritage, ensuring that Buddhist traditions remain independent and political influence. Additionally, he has deepened ties with Japan, Mongolia, South Korea, Thailand, and Sri Lanka through Buddhism, using shared spiritual heritage to counterbalance geopolitics tensions in the Indo-Pacific region. India's cultural diplomacy with Southeast Asia, especially through initiatives like Mekong-Ganga cooperation, demonstrates how Buddha's teachings are actively shaping India's regional engagements. PM Modi's leadership reflects a pragmatic application of Buddhist statecraft promoting peace while ensuring India's security remains uncompromised. Just as Emperor Ashoka maintained peace with preparedness, PM Modi's doctrine of Shanti or Shakti or peace and strength, ensuring our security remains firm yet ethical. Friends, our calibrated responses to border tensions with China, along with PM Modi's firm yet diplomatic approach in Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh, reflects Buddha's principle of self-defense without aggression. His leadership has also emphasized spreading Buddhist teachings to counter radical ideologies, reinforcing Dhamma Vijay or victory through lightness as an alternative to violent extremists. Recognizing Buddhism as an economic and diplomatic asset, his government has modernized Buddhist pilgrim sites, expanded the Buddhist circuit, and strengthened infrastructure to make India the global center of Buddhist travel and heritage tourism. He has invited Japan, South Korea, and ASEAN nations to invest in India's Buddhist heritage sites, strengthening economic ties with Buddhist majority countries. The revival of Nalanda and partnership with Buddhist University worldwide are part of his broader vision to restore India as the center of Buddhist knowledge and diplomacy. Under PM Modi's guidance, we are no longer a passive observer of Buddhism. It is an active leader to further this vision. we are institutionalizing Buddhist diplomacy by establishing a permanent global Buddhist forum under its leadership. Friends, we will leverage Buddhist values in global governance, addressing issues like climate change, peace building, and sustainable development through Buddhist teachings. We are making sure that expanding India's influence in Buddhist nations by using Buddhism as a diplomatic bridge will strengthen India's presence in Southeast Asia and beyond. In conclusion, Buddha's teachings are not just India's spiritual legacy. They are the guiding force behind its policymaking, diplomacy, and national security. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, India has reclaimed its role as the global torchbearer of Buddhism. His visionary leadership has ensured that Buddha's wisdom shapes India's foreign policy, Buddhism strengthens India's strategic partnerships, and India stands as the moral and spiritual leader of the Buddhist world. As PM Modi himself once said, Buddha is beyond geographical boundaries. He is for everyone. He belongs to everyone. It is with the spirit that India moves forward, not just as the land of where Buddha attained enlightenment and spent the longest time, but as the nation where his philosophy must lead the world. India is a land of dharmic faiths, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and my religion, Sikhism. There is a lot of common threads and commonality between all these faiths advocate for a life of selfless service, meditation, and the pursuit of truth. Moreover, our first Sikh Guru, Guru Nanak Dev Ji's travels took him to many Buddhist sites, including in Tibet, where he engaged with the monks, discussed the need for a living, dynamic connection with the divine. Today, as we gather under the auspices of the Samvad program in Thailand, friends, we are privileged to reflect upon the profound vision shared by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. His words today resonate deeply, reminding us of the enduring importance of platforms like Samvad, which foster mutual understanding, peace, and collaboration across borders. As he mentioned, Samvad is not just an event, but a movement, a powerful platform that brings together India, Japan, and Thailand, nations rich in culture and heritage, to work together for future rooted in shared human values. In his address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji highlighted that the significance of Samvad today extends beyond the exchange of ideas. It underscores the importance of transcending divisions and embracing the collective wisdom of our traditions. He emphasized that while the Asian century is often seen through the lens of economic growth, it must also be about nurturing social harmony and unity. The Prime Minister's vision reminds us that the principles of compassion, moderation, and mutual respect, so central to our philosophies, are essential in addressing the global challenges we face. Prime Minister Modi also spoke about the timeless relevance of ancient wisdom in solving present-day problems. He urged us to recognize that true progress is not measured by material wealth alone, but by the depth of our shared human connections and the strength of the collective values. This vision shared by PM Modi reinforces the idea that our dialogues here today are not just academic exchanges, they are steps towards strengthening the bonds between us and ensuring a future where peace and prosperity thrives under the guidance of shared philosophical traditions. Friends, as we move forward, let us carry forward Prime Minister Modi's message, deepening our commitment to building a world based on the values of compassion, understanding, the cooperation. To conclude, I would like to state, Sukhi Hentu, Sabe Sata, Nidta, Nidve, Roga, Sudhi Hentu. Dhanyavad, Jai Hind.